along with some distraction problems. So, hello everyone. Does anybody have any question? Along with some distraction problems. So, I was hearing myself double today apparently. So let me go back. Give me a moment, please. I haven't seen you, Christosmo, for some time. How have you been?
I'm very well, Yogi. I was with some friends and then I was resting.
Resting?
Resting, yes. Just resting.
It's important to rest because it keeps you young and alive, apparently. So,
I need it. If I am with people for a long time, then I need a deep rest.
Yeah. So you are a Greek philosopher.
I don't know, maybe.
The country that always mesmerized, like they have some very quite old civilization. Apparently, I heard the Atlantis is also near the Greece. The Atlantis civilization, or what was it called?
Yes, Atlantis.
Yeah, I heard they were nearby the Greece, and they probably.
Yeah, I don't know if they know the exact location, if it's known today.
Okay. So, do you have any question, anybody, while we are live here? I have some questions here, but if you have any question, please do unmute and ask. I have something that is how important is it to practice yoga correctly? In your opinion, Yogi Ji, what is the key to mastering yoga asanas? This is such an interesting and beautiful topic to talk about, especially this weekend has been a yoga show in London, isn't it? Today, there was like thousands of people doing yoga in the one space. And I did a few workshops and there was no space for people to join in. And some people who have never done Prana Kriya yoga, and they say they cannot understand how they can miss something like that and not able to practice. So it's quite a wonderful experience to see how much people enjoy practicing yoga. And some pranayama practice as well as Himalayan Hatha yoga. It's quite a wonderful experience for whole of today on Saturday. And then now I come back and I have questions about yoga asana and yoga. Last week it was something about meditation. So it's quite an important part about how important it is to practice yoga correctly. So sometimes we have a confusion about yoga. We only limit yoga to a yoga asana. which is a physical exercise. Yoga is a little bit broader concept. If you ask him how to practice yoga correctly, yoga should create, it's not about practice of yoga, but are you able to live yoga in the lifestyle of it? Are you able to implement the values of yoga in the lifestyle of it? You can practice yoga day in, day out, but it is not transforming your thinking. It is not transforming the way you perceive your circumstances, the way you perceive your own self, your own life. Other than creating a more confusion and inflated self-convincing ego. Remember the word I used. Self-convincing, inflating, self-supreme ego, which is many times is the case with a limited understanding of yoga can create. That's when yoga gets very dangerous. Neither you are good to yoga or yoga good to you, and many people who practice with you, their path also limited. Yoga is supposed to be an abundance, supposed to bring prosperity to one's life, not a self-judgment. Self-observation and self-judgment are small things. They're separate, but they may appear to be similar. Yoga should not make you feel little. Yoga is not about segregation. Yoga is not about limiting your own perception. It's like an abundance. Abundance. What happens also when people use a very profound phrases, common profound phrases from yoga. Do they live up to those phrases? Probably, maybe they do, in their own mind. But sometimes when you watch the behavior and perceive, if they start perceiving their own life, they come to realization they live in a little bipolar life. Yoga can be very dangerous, can create bipolarity. I know so many people, they have developed bipolar disorder. They are very holy and spiritual. When they do yoga, asana, or maybe before and after of yoga asana. And the talk is also all about yoga, but when they're doing yoga, they are constantly competing. This person can do better posture than me. And that's not supposed to be yoga. And this teacher gets more students than me. I'm not making enough money. I remember yoga is a lifestyle and not a career, not a business model. Money is essential. Everybody says money is spiritual. If you find spiritual people say money is not needed. Money is not everything. The people who make such statements are actually more dangerous. They are grasping more for money. But they tell everybody, they're self-convincing. Money is not everything, but I would like to have some. But how do I get it? Let's brainwash somebody else. So at least when you practice in yoga, try to bring the values of yoga, the ethos of yoga into your life and make the yoga your lifestyle. In relation to the question how important it is to practice correctly yoga, bit by bit, day by day, slow, consistent, progressive approach, continuity, implement the values. Don't become a hypocrite to yoga. So, how correctly one can practice, there is no such definition. But there is overall self-observation, self-assessment, assertive nature one should develop, steady nature one should develop, attentive to the one's thought, constantly watching on nature, constantly observing on actions, can lead to the fruitfulness of yoga that is described in literature. If you're practicing yoga, but you are not getting the benefit of yoga that is described in the literature, because some foundation on the which yoga stands are missing. I give you one example. I know many people who study Ashtanga Yoga. In Ashtanga Yoga, there is yam and niyamas. And they are very dedicated Ashtanga yogis. But I can guarantee you they talk about yam and niyamas, but in reality, not just only on the mat, including on the mat and off the mat, I can guarantee you 80% of the values of Ashtanga Yoga not practiced. Only part is practiced. Self-violence, which is actually yama niyama is not supposed to be done. The yoga asana, if you are doing as a self-violence, you are compromising yama niyamas. Let's take it a Kundalini. Kundalini is supposed to rise, take your experience of omnipresence, where the sadness and sorrow, the pain, the joy, the love, the lust, all these things becomes one. You become free, elevated from all of them, free from all the dis-ease that your senses can create to you. Remember the word. I'm talking about disease. I'm not talking about knee problem or aches and pains in the body. I'm dis-ease of your senses that can bring to you life. Your equanimity, your samatha nature to your senses. But it's very hard to find. Yet, I am practicing Kundalini Yoga for 20 years, 30 years, 10 years. Who cares? How long are you practicing? Do you have the values, the qualities that Kundalini Yoga reflect, implemented in your lifestyle? Then I would be very interested. Till then, it is all facade, decoration. And actually, in one sense, it is a very damaging itself to a Kundalini. I give you an example of Bhakti Yoga. I grew up with Bhakti Yoga. I still do Bhakti Yoga. Without Bhakti, I wouldn't be here. This is my Bhakti Yoga, my love to all of you. That is my Bhakti. The religiousness inside makes you more religious than being religious to a religion. Let's say you have a deity and you praise the deity. It doesn't matter how much horrible karmas and thoughts you are doing. Even you are going to a temple, shouting, swearing, hurting so many people on the way to it, but you arrive in front of the deity. You're so eager. Now your hands are there, but you are worried about your very branded shoes. They're outside, somebody going to steal them. And you're praying. Even you go to a church or mosque or a temple, doesn't matter where you go to it. But you're praying so much, thinking that the person you're praying to doesn't matter. You will ignore all your horrible actions of karma that you have recently done within the last half hour. And you're filled with inside insecurity about your shoes. Or thinking, who is going to get blessing? Am I watching my time? How long I have to be here? But you're so much in a rush praying that like praising, constantly praising the divine presence as the God that you're praising is so insecure, will feel so safe and secure about from your praising, will become very happy and forgive everything. That in my definition, in my understanding, is quite a big insult to the divine that actually you're praying. Impersonally, it is like, for example, that divine you're praying is so not connected with your inner self, will not see what is horrible inside is hiding. But he will only see the surface, that what you're praising, and he will be very happy. This is praising me so much. Now I should fulfill all his wishes or her wishes. It's absolutely, in personal, asking personal opinion, I wouldn't recommend it. Till you develop a love, dedication, the purity, the kindness, the compassion, the mercy to yourself and everyone. Every action in Bhakti Yoga, every action you are doing, even you are living amongst many people, even you are about to put your cup down, that is an action on the table. You are simply putting the cup down, but your mind is only focused on putting the cup down, but not concerned about what consequences. Is that going to create any discomfort to any being? Your love, your awareness, your compassion should reach even to that capacity. Every action that you are mindful, every action you are very thoughtful, aware, means there is a possibility that your Bhakti Yoga may lead one day to some right fruitfulness. Otherwise, it is a conveyor belt. You go along every day doing the same thing. There are many people after you doing the same thing. Nobody get anything. It's just wasted the whole life. doing exactly the same thing but without any awareness, with no understanding or implementation, that presence of divine, at least you take it home. You feel the peace of the being in the presence of divine, but on the way coming, going back, you are full with hatred and anger and rage. Does not stay with you even 2 hours. But people says who want to do it, at least it is some start. But how many days you need to start? You've been doing that for 20 years, 10 years, 5 years, 3 years. You continue to, your parents did the same, nothing changed in them. You're doing the same, nothing will change. Your children will do the same. You need to break the cycle. That's when we call it breaking the cycle of life and birth. The day you can break the cycle of your thinking, you can be free from taking life and death, life and death. It's your intelligence, your awareness, your consciousness. Change that. How correctly one can practice yoga without awareness? When knowledge is there, but Kriya is not there, action is not there. They are not aligned. Nothing is going to happen. But there is lots of Kriya is happening, but there is no knowledge, there is no awareness. It's not going to be fruitful either. You need to align the understanding, the knowledge, along with the Kriya to create that a process to make it fruitful. Then the transformation will be completely different and awakening. Otherwise, life came and you lived a little bubble of spirituality, and the bubble get busted, you continue the life, somebody else takes over. There are many different thoughts I can say how correctly one should practice yoga, but that will offend many people. So I keep them to myself. But I'm not concerned about not offending people. I offend all the time. People get offended because they are not able to listen. They will give many logics, but remember, with the logic and intelligence, you only can lower one another down and up. Try to prove your point is better, but that does not mean that we agree. You can make somebody with your logic, with intelligence, prove them wrong. That does not mean the person agrees. Same principle. How, next topic, in my opinion, in your opinion, Yogi Ji, what is the key to mastering yoga asanas? Again, yoga asana is a one technique to clear the channels in your body, to free the memory of the cells, the fascia. Flexibility is a byproduct. If you think yogasana equals very flexible, that is a wrong concept. That is a byproduct. You can be very stiff person and not able to do any advanced asanas, yet you can be gaining the lot of benefit from yogasana. Today, if somebody asks, how long have you been practicing yoga? I said, as far as I can remember. My earliest memory, or I can remember, I've been doing yoga. Then the person asked, have you ever been injured in yoga? I said, I would have quit yoga exactly same day. If yoga had injured me physically, mentally, or emotionally, it have challenged me mentally. It have challenged me emotionally. It have challenged me physically, but have not injured me. The day it had injured me, I would have quit immediately. So, have you never been injured in yoga asana? I said, not really. I have not been injured at all. So, but I have been injured in yoga. Person was asking today in yoga so in London. I have been injured in yoga. I said, because of your foolishness. The fact is, either you were competing with somebody who can do better asana than you, or you were trying to, you had a indigestion. You had a yoga asana indigestion because you took too much to your physical body than your body can do. It's indigestion of asana. You were tried maybe too hard, or your instructor, the food wasn't cooked properly, the asanas was taught to you was not thoughtfully designed, or your practice was incorrect, or you were competing, or you were doing way too much than your body is ready to do. And most of the time, injuries happen in yogasana when person is mindless, not aware, thinking my body is open, lest I could put tiger balm on my joints and push a little bit more, my body is warm, I could push further. And then you come out of it, you have overstrained your ligament because you could not feel, because you have numbed the sensation, you have numbed the feeling. I know my dear friend used to put tiger balm. I have to tell him not to use it because you are continue, you will likely to injure your back. I have seen people putting tiger balm. Tiger balm is a medicine. You put when you have a pain. Why you are putting when you don't have a pain? What it's going to do is going to numb the sensation, and you are going to have pain. You will not have any awareness, but your muscles are lost. Is sensuality. Yoga was supposed to be about sensuality. You are dead. When you're practicing yoga, it's best to put tiger balm all over your body and do the asanas. You have no sensuality at all. I have no clue who come up with these ideas of putting tiger balm in yoga asanas. And whoever come along probably have invested money in the tiger balm industry. It's a big question mark. But anyway, probably some teacher bringing tiger balm got them cheaper in India, came to the West and selling to every student, making them like a lot of money on it, buying the ticket to funding his travel. That's when tiger balm comes in. Otherwise, you never need tiger balm. Tiger balm is medicine for pain relief. Why would somebody need? So because you're projecting there is going to be a pain, so at least put it before. So how correctly one should do asanas? Not to be greedy. If you are greedy and when you're practicing asana, you not practice a santosha, but same time eagerness. You are hungry, but don't overeat. Only eat what you can digest. Have a santosha, maintain the eagerness, precise alignment, understanding of the asanas. No need to rush. Constantly observe your mind and your body. Aware breathing pattern. If you need to use prop, only use prop when is necessary to aid your practice, not to open the body or build a dependency on it. If you're using the props to do asanas, only to use them when you really need it. If you use the props to build the asana practice, means there is a possibility you may strain yourself. I wouldn't recommend it. Second, don't rush. Enjoy what you can. And consistency. Not to practice 3 hours once a week, every day. Even 30 minutes is essential enough to practice 30 minutes every day, then practicing 3.5 hours or 3 hours once a week. And distribute the time. Your regular practice is very important. Everyday practice is important. Either you find a time in the morning or evening, practice every day. Routine. But with awareness. Not just like you press the button, I need to practice yoga, I go to the motion, but I have no awareness of the body, and then done. Not really. Observe mindful what sensation your body is witnessing. Should be a meditative awareness. Your mind should be available to you. Mind should be available to the practice you are doing, to your breath, the acknowledgement, the openness. If there's injury have taken place or you have no idea because you were somewhere else. Daydreaming in yoga asana. Sometimes you can see they making like expressions. Sometimes also the how you stand. Yoga asana is supposed to be bring the awareness of the spine, the steadiness. Don't walk up in the head up in the cloud. Or when you're teaching, if you're a teacher, don't try to pose like some sort of model. They stand by a completely different style. All the hip sticks to one side, all the buttocks sticks out, chest is outside. What exactly you are demonstrating? When you are a teacher, your own posture have a low strength visibility. It's almost collapsing into a one joint, like a dancer's posture. It's not a yoga body. It is not a yoga awareness. Your awareness is not there. Your awareness is going into the one hip or one buttock or in the chest because it looks cool. On the name of looking cool, you start injuring your body as well. So many things can go in the topic of how to practice correctly asana. But simplest example, choose mindful practice. No medication before yoga asana. No, I will not recommend tiger balm or painkillers. It's like taking drug before going to a yoga asana, because I don't want to feel the pain. Not necessary. Don't do yoga, go home, rest, practice savasana. I can't even practice savasana, so I take a sleeping tablet. So I can be unconsciously sleeping, and then I can stay in savasana. Why? Don't practice savasana. I have somebody who take sleeping tablet so person can stay in savasana. I said, why practicing savasana? Don't practice. It's supposed to be awareness. So there are many elements to practicing yoga asana correctly. Do it with awareness. Do it within your body limit and extend that body limit, but don't cross the body limit or your mind awareness of it. So I believe that is enough for today. If there's any question, let me see. If there's somebody have asked any question. From YouTube, somebody has sent a question. Hi Yogi, can you say a little about between Shiva and Yoga, and also Mount Arunachala and Shiva? Shiva is a quite deep topic. You need yoga to understand Shiva. And Shiva is only way you can practice yoga. It's paradoxical relationship. About Mount Arunachala and Shiva, there is a story. Once Shiva and his wife Parvati up in the Kailas, the two sons was fighting. I think about there. Some people say over the marriage, that who's going to get married first, or the who is more intelligent or smart or bigger, or some other different stories have different dialogues. And the parents came along, gave them a task. Whoever can go around the universe and universes and come back first will be the winner. This is one of the story I will share today. Then immediately the older son, Kartikeya, which is the Murugan Bhagwan today as well, his vehicle is a peacock. He thought, I will be the fast one. I will jump on the peacock and fly around and come back in no time. He was laughing on the task. And the Ganesha, his big giant, looked around, his big belly and big head with tusk with elephant looking. Looked down to his vehicle, which is the mice. Said that he was laughing, well, how far the mice will go? Nowhere. So he just immediately shoots off a straight run with the peacock, his older brother, and going around, making circle of universe. The Ganesha went, take a bath in Sarovar, comes up, brings some flower, they start offering to his parents, go around his parents and sit down saying, you are my universe. And he used intelligence, not the force. He used intelligence and the logic, you can call it, and prayed to them as in the universe, because Shiva is the creator of universe. Why would you go around what's been created? Just go directly to the creator. And they smiled. They said, intelligence is very important. The buddhi isn't important. So they announced him winner. By the time he comes back, and after I don't know how many years later, he was a bit disappointed to see the winner already been announced. So he got a bit upset and went off to renounce the Kailash, start living in South. That reason now you only see South India very little. The big large part of Aryabharat is under the water, which is you to connect Australia, New Zealand, all these Southeast Asia countries, along with Madagascar, all the way down to that area, underwater already. But it's not scientific, it's not a myth, it's a scientific anyway, by the way. He started announcing that, and then mother get a bit upset and not seeing the son, so they came down to south looking for his son, and they meditated on the Mount Arunachala. There's one story about it, the Shiva. And then they tried to convince him to go back to Kailash. The Kartika said, no, I stay here. Since then, Kartikeya is worshipped more in South India, in Sri Lanka, in the other parts of the region. That's the one story about Arunachala. There are many stories about, it almost look like when sun is rising, it stops the movement of the sun. There's that story as well, but we will talk that next time. And we will talk about Shiva and Yoga next time as well. Thank you enough for today. We'll see you next week, everyone. Prana. If you have any question, please do like. And if you're watching on YouTube, keep sharing, listening, and subscribing. Ring the bell as well to remain connected with me all the time.